Gentle smiles bursting into laughter. Throughout the seasons, played by colored fans, a field of blooming flowers became a stadium of people laughing. If you go, why won't you go with me? If you're staying, then baby, why'd I leave? If I'm crying, why would you turn away? If I'm trying, then that's all I can say. Maybe someday all these songs. Maybe someday. Maybe someday I won't get it all wrong. Maybe someday I'll go and get you back. Maybe someday you cut me back some slack. Maybe someday I could be your guy. Maybe someday you won't make me cry.
I've been sleeping a lot, dreaming of you more often than not. Well, maybe I should try staying awake for a while. Well, lately when I'm passing your block, I'm thinking of you and I'm thinking a lot. Well, maybe I should try staying at home for a while. Well, I know that we got a lot of time, but it don't feel that way when you're trapped inside your mind. Well, I know that we're moving kind of slow, but it's hard to run when the fire hits the knocking my door, can't help but thinking, well, maybe it's her, the one with no heart, the one with no soul anymore. Well, I know that we got a lot of time, but it don't feel that way when you're trapped inside your mind. And I know that we're moving kind of slow, but it's hard to run when the fire hits the
出去的车底较高，无你就是爱穿持久的，可以用安尼头较高的啦。你若38头的是有影是哦，38就卖套啊啦，38就卖。无，你绝对爱甲这完全摕。哦，对啦。啊，伊就伊甲讲相信较定，你讲明白意思啦？我刚弄了深，来趋势写深咖啡的，深咖啡的。较嫩的，时间这个人弄得较甜的。这海绵这较嫩，这海绵这较。
すぎる。 when you are perfectly free to feel stuck or not stuck, then you're unstuck. Because actually, nothing can stick on the real mind, and you will find this out if you watch the flow of your thoughts.
Just hop on the train. Follow me into the dark. I don't need anything. Just hop on the train, babe.
And so you will notice that thought follows thought follows thought when you are just ruminating.
Peers in a palace, and who is it for? He gives all he can, but it takes much more. What is salvation to the sinner who was sinning before he was born? Taking in the spirit while you're cursing the flesh. Make yourself sick while you're fearing for death. Bypass the suffering and give it up, bro. That you'll never know best. You get hand-me-downs of a fine life. Watch you settle into stone in the meantime. And as you pick off all the bugs from the grapevine, I wonder if those hands were made for something so fine. Dogwoods bloom and see them fall from the trees to the land that raised you. Burn the field, return and heal. For the moment